Hello, we are back. We're back a day late. I apologize, but fuck all of you. I don't really care. At the same time, um, we're back. It's episode 7. It's your boy, Tom. I'm here, and I didn't forget. Come on now. Ran into a little bit of trouble on Tuesday night, which is fine. Which kind of delayed the pod to now Wednesday night. It is 11:31 p.m. on the Eastern Seaboard, and yeah, we're here. So hope it's not episode 7 of 7. I'm gonna say it every damn podcast until it's the last one. But here we go. We're gonna jump right in. I think you guys know who is gonna be on the podcast this week. It's been a damn struggle getting it, but we're fucking here, baby. And the circumstances that that we're here is hilarious too. I think you both know we got John, we got Marcel on the pod. They're sitting backstage right now. I'm gonna get it going here. Number 1 and number 2 in the standings, and Marcel's in his car right now, so hopefully it'll sound good. I don't really care if it doesn't. We got him on, and we're ready to go. So without further ado, I'll introduce the boys, John, Marcel. Thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate
Dude,
it.
thank you for the invite. It's nice to be on. It's nice to have Marcel on too. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah,
We have so much to talk about. Go ahead, Marcel. Sorry.
I'm so glad to be here. It's my time to shine.
I learned about 5 minutes ago that Marcel has listened to every single one of these things, and we were fired up about it. So,
dude, he might be the most dedicated fan. Every single day, the day it drops between 10 and 11, he listens to it.
Except
That's incredible.
Last time because he delayed it a little bit, but it's fine because we're here. God, you guys. First of all, I want to say a couple of things before. First question I have is for John. Did you think that you adding Marcel to this league and he would win a championship before you?
Not only did Marcel win a championship before me, he beat me in the championship game in quite possibly the most heartbreaking fashion. I remember after that 1 o'clock that 1 o'clock period, I was projected to win by like 70 something percent, 80 something percent. I stopped paying attention, and then I looked Sunday night and realized I was losing and was going to lose, and it set me off the edge. I haven't been the same since.
Oh man. Yeah, that's I realized that. I realized Marcel's got more street cred in this league than most people in this league.
Yeah.
Already won a championship. Could have fucking won one last year. And is sitting pretty again this year, second place. Marcel, how do you feel? Do you have other fantasy football leagues that you play with, or is this the only one, or do you do multiple?
Well, I'm in the Dynasty League now.
That's right.
The one where Nick Chubb died and left me basically paraplegic. It's tough out there. It's really fucking sad, but like this league's been going all right. I'm pretty happy with how things are going.
Everybody, we've been talking about it every pod. Everybody is right around the same shit. Obviously, Zach's 3-9. He's got a slim chance, which we'll talk about at some point. But you look at the standings. Everyone's 1 through 6. I mean, Max was the number 1 like 2 weeks ago. Now he's 6th. Everybody's 7 and 5. Shit's crazy.
I really think it's been personally my favorite league. It's been my favorite season to be a part of, just because of how competitive it's been. And it's so wide open. I could see that person that just makes the playoffs, and we were talking about it a little bit earlier, Tom, whoever that person is that just sneaks in, it wouldn't even surprise me if they won the league. That's how competitive it's been this year. But no, even Max, it looks like he was running away with it in first place, and then just kind of out of nowhere hit a skid. I think been a little bit unlucky. Justin Jefferson's supposed to have been back for the past 2 weeks. hasn't come back. So
yeah, we were talking about this with Grayson 15 minutes ago. Oddly enough, Max wanted his little run without Justin Jefferson.
yeah, right. Like as soon as Justin Jefferson goes down, he just goes on a tear.
Yep. And now he's coming back or is almost back. He needs him to come back, I think. So
well, he's gonna have him back at the right time. So
Marcel, I want to formally apologize to you because I said on I think episode 2 or 3 that your team sucks, and then ever since then it's been on an absolute fucking tear.
Well, I have to give you credit because haters are their motivators. The boys absolutely love you for it.
Yeah, I mean Sam Laporta and Jahmyr Gibbs, they heard what I said and they went off.
Keep all
that. Do you still use the spreadsheet?
I do. I do. The spreadsheet makes every single decision. So like when you guys get a trade and you're like, bro, what the fuck is this trade that's trash? The spreadsheet said so. I don't make any decisions.
The spreadsheet is Marcel. We're losing to IBM Watson.
Like when I sent you the Garrett Wilson trade.
Yeah.
I just glanced down at the spreadsheet. The spreadsheet said that I would get 0.7% more points over the course of the season, and I just pressed send.
Honestly, what did we trade? We traded Garrett Wilson for it was Garrett Wilson for Christian Watson. I think it was the first trade of the year.
Originally it was supposed to be Garrett Wilson for Cooper Kupp, but
that was correct. And looking back at now, we vetoed that trade. Honestly, Garrett Wilson's had a much better year than Cooper Kupp.
I can adjust. As a Cooper Kupp owner, I would have much rather had Garrett Wilson through this whole stretch.
Obviously, at the time, it was Aaron Rodgers just going down. Everyone was going to yell at me either way, so we had to veto it. I'm sorry. And then I ended up with Garrett Wilson. I wanted Garrett Wilson. So,
it was pretty unanimous, though. There was a lot of people. I would say most of the league immediately was against the trade.
Yeah, that was quick. That was one of the quickest ones.
Yeah. And then as soon as it got vetoed, I just swooped right in there, text Zach right away, tried to get Cooper Kupp. Ended up working out. It probably worked out better for Zach than it did for me, honestly, with how it's going right now.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the trade was great for your team. It just left you so thin and with so many injury-prone players. I was like, you're either first or hurting for the rest of the season.
Hey, I'm first right now, so.
Yeah.
If you guys can hear Marcel's blinker, he's probably either turning right or left. He is in the car right now. This is dedication to the PS NFL pod. He is driving home probably about 50 minutes, probably going to be right around this podcast length. So if he can do this from the car, you guys can get on this fucking podcast.
Alejandro,
I'm talking to you, Alejandro. So, yeah, I got 2 left after this. Grayson, Alejandro. Obviously, if you look at the standings, which my screen is being shared right now, and we'll look at it. I want to try to talk about the bottom 4 right now as much as possible. Yes. You guys, I feel like you guys are almost experts because you're 1 and 2, so you guys know how to win. We don't. Saying that, I have 2 less wins than you.
Yeah. Not like the gap is too big. I've won 1 more game than Alejandro.
He's got a chance to miss it. A very slim chance, but obviously this week I play Alejandro. I don't know who Grayson plays this week. I got to look at that. Do you have that up?
He plays Marcel. Marcel and Grayson play.
Okay. I need you to beat Grayson. That's essentially what's going to happen.
The spreadsheet gives me a 53% chance.
53.
How do you just know that off the dome? You're driving.
I looked it up earlier today. I was looking at my lineup. I was like, does Devin Singletary go in? The spreadsheet said absolutely. The little prince will cook.
Well, obviously, I'm in 8th. I'm currently in 5-7. Grayson's 4-8. Zach is 3-9. The funniest part about this all, John and I were talking about this before, is that if I were to lose this week to Alejandro, and Zach was able to score like 130 points ish, and I score like 80 points and lose, and then Grayson loses to Marcel, and Grayson scores like 70 points, 80 points, and Zach wins. Zach's going to be 4-9. Grayson's going to be 4-9. I'm going to be 5-8. And then if Grayson beats me and we both have a shitter of a fucking matchup where we both score either 80 or 70 and Zach goes out and wins again and scores another 130, Zach is in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me we're looking at that.
And the thing is, I don't think it's going to come down to a points thing, because I think if Zach gets the 2, because he's got to play Bailey this week, and if he's going to beat Bailey, he's got to get at least probably at least 130 points to beat Bailey right now. I would agree. If he does that, and which that's a tall task, I don't think that's happening. And then he beats Alejandro next week, I think he's going to have enough points just on those 2 wins alone to get into the playoffs. Right. Which is absolutely fucking crazy. He started 0-7.
Yep. And with the amount of people that are right at the same kind of level at like 7-5 and all that shit, the fact that he's even got a shot, he's got the final. The IBM is projecting him 1%. What's the spreadsheet got him at? Do you have that? Is that something you have, Marcel? Oh, Marcel left. Oh, no.
Oh
no. We were running into some issues.
I don't know what's going on with Marcel. I could speak for him. He has said really, really bad things about Zach and Zach's team. I don't think the spreadsheet would have a very good chance. I don't know. I think 1% is probably about right.
Yeah. And it looks like Alejandro's back. Are you back? Hello?
I'm back, yeah.
Oh, my bad. I don't know why the fuck I said Alejandro.
The spreadsheet has hated Zach's team from day one. Literally graded it out as a 59%, and then he went streaking and beat me.
Oh man, does it have him right now anywhere?
It has him dead last 0%, not a skew chance.
But like, he does have a chance though. It's not unrealistic.
Honestly, this 1% chance, it's not like you said, it's not unrealistic.
The toughest part about it is beating Bailey. I don't think he's going to beat Bailey. If he does that, then
gotta have a lot of luck. Obviously, I've got to lose twice.
Yeah.
Grayson's got to lose this week and beat me, and then he's got to win both. So it's tough. But oh my god, it's crazy. Crazy that we're here. Alejandro technically has a chance to miss the playoffs as well. He's got to score about 30 points a week the next 2 weeks, and then he's got to lose both, and I've got to win both, and Grayson has to. No, I've got to win one, and Grayson has to win both.
Yeah. So. Okay. Yes. Yeah.
But I think Alejandro has Derrick Henry. I don't know if that's true, but his schedule gets so much better. And in plus matchups, he gets like 17 plus touches and just balls out. So
we're looking at it right now. Yeah, he's got Indy, he's got Miami, he's got Houston, Seattle, Houston, Jacksonville. So yeah, that's pretty easy. I would say.
Alejandro's team is actually Alejandro's team is actually pretty good. I think you were saying his team isn't good at all, but I think he's got some nice players.
An odd team. This week he's fucked. He's got Josh Allen and DJ Moore on bye, and he's got his entire bench is on bye. He's going to have to probably play, and it's looking like Kenneth Walker isn't going to play either. So
yeah,
he's
that's
fucked.
A tough break.
So he's got Jackson Smith. I don't even want to say that on the podcast.
In Jigba. Oh yeah, watch college football for a long time. So
yeah, you play for Ohio State.
Yeah, Ohio State. Yeah, Yeah,
Yeah.
all 3 years.
Nice.
I think that kid's gonna be a stud one day. He's kind of been bad this year, but he's gonna be really good.
Yeah. Let's look at what he's got going on. Yeah, he's sucking.
Yeah, he's sucking this year. He's pretty bad this year, but
fucking trash.
I mean, Geno Smith got an extra chromosome, so that's tough.
Yeah, that's really tough.
But like Alejandro's team, I mean, I don't want to see this team in the playoff. Like Devontae Smith, Derrick Henry,
He's
Josh
put up
Allen,
137 this week.
Yeah,
week.
Exactly.
So I mean, I'm obviously Josh Allen being out. That's huge. Brock Purdy, I've had him in another league for a while. He's hit or miss in the fantasy side of things. But I'm looking forward to the matchup. I mean, I've got Saquon out. I didn't play him last week. That was a big talking point. But what the fuck? We're playing ads in the middle of the fucking thing? That ain't happening.
We got ads now?
No. I clicked Fantasy Cast and it's fucking wanting to play a damn ad.
Hustling for every dollar.
I ain't playing any free publicity on this podcast. This shit's top dollar, dude.
Yeah, 137 last week for Alejandro. That's what I'm saying, man. Like those players that he have can just randomly go off.
Right.
Yeah. I felt bad for Grayson, though.
Man, that was tough. Oh my god,
it was tough to watch.
Oh,
another thing that happened, which I don't know if you guys caught this, but this honestly, and I said it in the group chat, Marcel, obviously you're not there, but the worst beat of all time, possibly, was Chase losing this past week to whoever the fuck he lost to. It doesn't look. Oh no, my bad. Sorry, Chase beating Zach this last week. I don't know if you guys were watching that Baltimore Ravens game on Sunday night.
Was not.
So I'm going to break down the story. I'm going to break down the story. Zach is up by 5 points or 4 points or something like that with about a minute left in the game. And it's a 3rd and 3. The Ravens have the ball and they are up by 6 points. All they have to do is run the ball, and Chase is down by 5. He's got Lamar Jackson and he's got Zay Flowers. Zach has the Ravens defense. Zach is up by 5. On 3rd and 3 with about 2 minutes or a minute 50 left in the game, all they have to do is run the ball. They run it with their wide receiver, Zay Flowers, who runs for a 40-yard touchdown. And Chase goes from 99% chance losing to a 99% chance winning in 5 seconds. It was fucking crazy. And no one, I don't know if anyone was up to watch the game except for Chase and me, but we were going off in the group chat. And the worst part is, if Zach wins that game, he's got a very good chance to make the playoffs.
I would say, yeah, man. Zach's right in the mix if he wins that game. Zach's square in the mix. I mean, he has a chance now, but it's a very slim one. He's not going to do it realistically, but he would have had just a good, if not better, chance than Grayson to get in the playoff.
Yeah, that's it.
Would have, because obviously he's playing Marcel this week. That's a tough fucking matchup, but like, I don't know who he plays last week.
He plays you.
Plays me.
Yeah.
No, he plays Alejandro.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, week 14.
Yeah,
he plays you.
I play Grayson. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about Grayson.
No, I'm talking about Zach.
Oh, fuck.
I'm talking about Zach.
Oh, yeah, no, Bailey and then fucking who did he play? No, Alejandro, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that one goes either way.
Right. So right now, playoffs, if they were to end right here, how they were, or how they are, which statistically speaking, this is the best chance of where it is. I would play you, John. Alejandro would play Marcel. Chase would play Max. Bailey would play Jay. Those are some fucking matchups right there. Like, I don't know about Max's team. I just don't know. He very well at the end of this year, at the end of the season, if you look at his points for, he very well could have the least amount of points for out of everybody in the league.
Yeah, he really just caught a heater in the middle of the season and was able to just get a couple wins in. But I mean, even in that matchup, Chase and Max, I think it's really slim chance Max wins that one. I think Chase's team's really good. I think Chase is one of the. I would say Chase is probably top 2 favorite right now.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
I mean, Chase's team is good. Your team is good. Both of your teams are really good. Jay's team is sneaky. Like, he's got Eckler and Mixon and Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
It's a kind of a weird team to where, like, he could oddly just really go. Like, he could at any given point put 150 up.
Yeah, I mean,
question it.
I think it's kind of similar to Alejandro. Like, if you just catch them on the wrong week, they can go off on you.
Right. Bailey's team is kind of crazy.
I think Bailey's team is kind of flying under the radar right now. I think he probably has the best team if you account for like all the positions. He's kind of weak at wide receiver, but tight end, he has the best tight end. He has the best quarterback. He has 2 really good running backs. It's just, and then he has Brees Hall at flex, so he's got 3 good backs. It's just the wide receiver, I think it's not great. But he was unlucky with who he drafted, I would say, because he has 3 dudes that very well could have broken out, but didn't.
He made a couple of trades too. I drafted Devontae. I'm forgetting exactly what the trades were, but I believe he traded me Waddle and David Montgomery for Devontae.
Okay.
Which probably has worked out for me a little bit better than him, but I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, man. Even like Devontae, his team. I was thinking about this. I would say his team is probably the best football players. Like just not even fantasy included. Just the best football team is probably his team. But I don't know. It's just the wide receiver spot just hasn't panned out. But the rest of the team is incredible.
I love looking at Marcel's team and like looking and seeing how much fucking, like, if this was your team in the Dynasty League, that would be crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking nuts.
You got Bijan, you got Gibbs, you got Olave, you got Laporta, you got Puka, like
Fields, McBride. McBride's pretty young, right?
How did it feel to get Puka off waivers like week 2?
Yep. But I dropped A-Chain to pick up Puka in week 2.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Mm.
Yeah, I drafted A-Chain with my last pick.
Damn.
Really?
Yeah.
And now he's on Jones.
It was between Puka and A-Chain for my last pick.
Wait, you had Puka on your radar for the draft?
Yeah. I had both of them as my last pick.
Let's get it right. The spreadsheet had it.
The
spreadsheet. I was looking through it. I was like, I was really happy with how the bottom end of my draft turned out, because the top end of my draft was just a disaster.
Who did you pick in the top end?
Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson in round 2. I had J.K. Dobbins in round 4. And I had Miles Sanders in round 5.
Damn.
And you're here? That is nuts, dude.
He's a problem, man.
My late rounds were really good because I had Evans in round 8. I had Nico Collins in round 11. I had Sam Laporta in round 12.
Man drafted Sam Laporta. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Shit.
I mean, does this team still stink, Tom?
No, I've said that I think 3 podcasts ago. I don't think his team stinks. I think I was talking out my ass. I said it, but that was because it was a bunch of just guys who just weren't on the radar. Not your typical names that you see, like the guys that we know like really well for the past 5-6 years that have been staples. It's just a bunch of new guys, and
Yeah, that's fair.
but they all put up points each and every week. Obviously, other than Mike Evans, everybody else on your team is kind of a newer guy. Even like a Cortland Sutton, who is supposed to be really good, and he was supposed to pop off last year, and then he didn't. He's had a pretty solid year this year. So,
I mean, that's a really good point. I think if you showed all of us this team in week 1, and
we would be like, all right,
yeah,
team sucks.
Yeah, this team's finishing last, but hey, he's in second right now. So, and clearly, all these players that he took chances on, most of them have panned out pretty well, I would say.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton was really late as well. He was like around 8 or 9.
Yep. The Broncos' offense is really
10.
weird because I just dropped Jerry Jeudy right now to pick up Tyler Higbee. So those wide receivers, that offense, the Broncos are on a fucking heater as we speak. But
their defense has been really good, but they're tough to fucking watch.
Yeah. Yes. All right. Is there anything that you want to talk about, Marcel? I kind of feel like not very many people in this league know much about you. John said you had a funny story of the first year that you joined that you wanted to draft, but you ended up auto drafting. Was the year that you won the league.
Yeah, so I was in where was I?
Italy, right?
I was in Italy, yeah, and I was trying to grab my flight to Heathrow, and me and my girlfriend broke up that night.
Oh God!
Me and my girlfriend broke up that night, and I was trying to stay awake till about 3 wait, when was it? It was like 6 in the morning or something. Might 3. I don't remember what it was, but it was like super early in the morning. And I tried staying awake for it, and I passed out somewhere around 2 in the morning. And I just wake up and I looked at my team. I was like, "Fuck my life."
Because you had pretty much what Zach had this year. I think you had a couple like 3 or 4 QBs. You had a couple of tight ends that.
Yeah, a ton of tight ends.
And
I was fucking loaded. Yeah, no, I woke up and I messaged John. I'm like, I'm fucking out. I want out.
Yeah, dude. I had to talk him off the ledge. I forgot about that. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh, that was so bad. He's like, I'm not paying $100. He's like, I'm not paying $100. I had to auto draft. I was like, dude, calm down. Like, your team's not that bad.
And then ends up winning the motherfucker. You're like, this shit's easy. These guys suck. Like, what the fuck?
Is that what you thought after that? After you just watched the whole league? Like,
No. I lucked into some really good waiver wire picks later on in the season, and that's one thing I wanted to talk about. The waiver priority in this league rigs it against the teams at the top so fucking hard.
Yeah, it does. I think it's just the standard. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know.
It is the standard.
Yeah. It's just.
But like every season, I'm like 8 and 7, and that's basically the perfect place because right when everyone gets injured, you're like the last team that cares to keep playing, and you're just picking everyone up.
Yeah. Yep. What I try to do, obviously, this is another topic that we've had for a little bit, obviously, because I don't know if Venmo exists out there wherever you're at, or Cash App or whatever.
We have Interact e-transfer.
All right, I'll be sure to download that. I'll be sure to get that.
You can't download it. You can't download it. It's directly from your bank. It's like bank-to-bank free transferring of money.
Do you have this app, John?
No. He has PayPal. He has PayPal. I don't know why. Like, this is how he transfers shit to his friends. They don't have Venmo in Canada. They do this bullshit. They
Yeah,
email each other or whatever.
that's it. We email each other with like the set amount. You open up the email, then you put in your little passcode, and it's like, bet you'll have your money in 5 minutes.
Could you imagine, Tom? Like, hey, I just sent you an email for $20 request. Could you imagine?
Is this fucking 2005? Like, what's going on here?
Oh, dude, you didn't
Yeah.
send a fax?
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
So, obviously, what I'm trying to say is I try to implement exactly that. If your team sucks and you have a shitty record, then there still is something to play for, because if you do score the most amount of points in the week, you do get $10. Or vice versa, if your team is terrible and you score the least amount of points, you have to pay. So it makes people want to play till the end. But obviously with this league, other than Zach, it's been super competitive, so it hasn't really fucking mattered this year. But and we have a good group of guys who, for the most part, know what they're talking about when it comes to fantasy football. Some more than others, but it's always people always are setting their lineups. We've never had an issue with nobody either setting their lineups or sending fake trades to other people in collusion. So thank everybody for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I appreciate this league a lot because John knows playing with my friends. The stuff that goes on in that league is fucking wild. Half the league
Disaster.
is checked out by week 6.
Yeah. They just forget it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There are 0 trades happening.
Everyone's always trying to trade.
It's just-
Aside from Max and Chase, I don't know if Marcel, if you've ever tried to trade with them. Jay Harrell's a pain in the ass sometimes to trade with. Other than that, everybody else kind of trades pretty much all the time, or tries to. I'm always trying to look for trades. I really haven't in the last couple of weeks, but John and I are good for a good blockbuster trade once a year. Grayson and I are good for a blockbuster trade. I feel like Grayson and John are. Bailey and Grayson do it. Marcel, I think you've traded with me every single year you've been in the league. So
Yeah, I feel like people have a pretty low estimation of the trades I send out. I feel like a lot of the time the reaction is like, Christ, this trade sucks.
I don't think so. I think some of them. I think Max is probably the worst when it comes to gauging what's a good trade and what's not a good trade, which is why he doesn't ever do it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does Max ever send trades? I've never received a trade from Max ever.
This is how a Max trade request goes. He'll send you a text and he'll be like, "Hey, do you need a tight end?" And I'll be like, "No." And he'll be like, I got Kincaid. You want Kincaid? I just said no. Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's pretty much how it goes.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah.
And then you have the opposite side of the spectrum, or I guess the same side of the spectrum of a Jay and a Chase, to where they think their players are the upper echelon of players because they drafted them. And if I sent Patrick Mahomes for Trevor Lawrence, Jay would think in the back of his mind, like, what's he doing here? What's he building over there?
Dude, it's actually like that's what both those do. It's such an ordeal trading with them. It's such a drawn out process. That's why I always go to you and Grayson, because it's just like I just text you an offer. You text me one back. We get a deal done within 5 minutes every time. All the blockbusters, they get done within 5 minutes.
Yeah, literally.
It's just like, hey, is this a fair deal? You tell me no. You send one back. I tell you what I would like, and then it's done right there.
Yeah, I think here this happened. I think this week you were trying to deal me. I think Cooper Cup, and I was like, forgot what I said.
It was a very I respected you. I was like, yeah. I'm going to stop.
It was
like,
Saquon.
I get where he's coming from.
Saquon for Cup, and I said, throw Najee in. You got a deal. He said, I can't. Saquon's on bye, and I said, I don't really want Cup. Said AJ Dillon enough? I said, nah.
Look, fair enough. I am shooting for the stars with a cup for Saquon deal. This like that's I understand it, but I can't give up Najee right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, it was clearly a trade that's way in my favor, and like makes sense that you declined it. So no point
Yeah,
even
and I
going
really
further.
I don't need another wide receiver. I've got a ton of mid wide receivers. Obviously, if Cup was, I don't know if that dude's hurt or not, but
He looks hurt. He
yeah,
doesn't separate at all.
He is hurt.
he's got to be, or else typically Matt Stafford's throwing him the ball every down. So
Yep. He's slower than Puka now, which is impressive.
yeah, because Puka's not that fast. He's just
No,
shifty.
Puka's slow.
Yeah,
He ran like a 4.6 at the combine.
yeah. Shit, man. How did you guys meet?
High school. High school.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you guys just met on FIFA or something.
No. We went to high school together, man. Marcel,
That's
do
crazy.
you want to tell Tom a little bit about like how we met at Cooper Academy and kind of give him a little rundown?
I just ball at an elite standard, and John recognized my talent right away. And he was like, "This kid fucks. Gotta have him on my team."
Oh yeah. Yeah, it wasn't a John joining your friends. It was you reaching out to John just randomly. Because I feel like John went to high school or went to middle school here in North Carolina, or I don't know why I'm saying here. I'm living in Maryland, but went to high school in North Carolina and then moved up there. You just saw his hair and you're like, oh, this guy's fucking cool.
No. If I'm being honest, it was a little bit different. Like John came in was it 10th grade?
No, it was 9th grade.
It was 9th. Yeah.
We became friends in 10th grade though. We didn't really know each other till then.
You were in Canada for 2 years, right, John?
I was in Canada for 3 years.
Oh yeah, and then senior year you went to South.
I went to South senior year.
Yeah. You came in and you were just in the immigrant classroom. They just lumped all of the immigrants together. They were like, "Fuck these kids. They can go learn French together."
Straight up, that's what it was. Like I was in class with all the Koreans, all the people from China, like 1 or 2 Americans. But yeah, it was very multicultural.
I don't think we've ever talked about that.
No, we never have. But it was like 20 people in the class in like 15 different countries that we were all from. It was really cool, great experience. But
that's crazy.
Anyways, go ahead, Marcel.
And I met a guy called Ethan through a guy called Karim, and Ethan had befriended John because they were both in the same immigrant class. So that's when I first met John.
Yep.
And out of that, we slowly formed like a friend group. It ended up being 4 of us that hung out pretty regularly. It was Ethan, Nick, John, and myself.
Which I think are they in this Discord too? I think we've played.
You haven't met
Among
Ethan.
Us. Okay.
You played with Nick. Nick's British.
I remember Nick. Nick was hilarious. Yeah.
Nick's an angry guy. I like it.
That's great.
Now
we're here.
Yeah.
In the league.
That's crazy. How worlds collide. You went to Brawley Middle, right? For both years.
For all the years.
All the years, and then you left. That's right. You left in high school. That's right.
I came like October in 6th grade, and then I was Brawley the whole way there.
Yep.
And then went to Canada. Yeah.
Shit, man. Well, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Anything you want to get off your chest?
Marcel, what you got?
Yeah, I thought you were.
No, I was just gonna say your stay in Canada really culminated with the world's greatest prom experience. That prom Party bus king experience was different.
Dude, I wasn't on that, bro.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
you opted out, but I literally had a crisis about it at your house.
Did you?
Yeah, Nick was there too. They came back with the price of the thing. They're like, "You all have to pitch in. We're gonna do this thing." I was like, "Fuck, Nick."
We were
And
lucky
John
enough.
was just sitting.
Go ahead.
What?
Sorry. Go ahead.
John just lay back. He was like, "I'm so happy I'm not going. Do you guys just want to go to a bar or something?"
Yeah. How much did it run you in the end?
They were like 178 for the limo service. Then Alex wanted like $55 for drinks ahead of the limo.
Yeah. We were in
Jeez.
high school at the time too, so like we had like $50 to our name.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough. We had Leela Wiseman or Leela Wishman or whatever her name was.
Cool.
I think her dad paid for our bus, so we didn't have to pay shit. And then we went back to her house and drank at the end of the night. That was a fucking great night.
Yeah.
But
Well, I do want to know, Tom, before we
Yep.
go, I want to know who your pick is to miss the playoffs. I'm like, let's assume Zach misses. He's gonna miss.
Okay.
Who's your pick to miss, and who do you think is gonna win the league?
Obviously, I can't pick myself, so I'm going to pick Grayson's going to be the one to miss. I think it's a little bit too far out of the realm for Alejandro to miss. Everybody else is locked. So, and I mean, Alejandro is essentially locked in. But obviously, it's going to come down to. It's just going to come down to whoever wins the last week, I think. I really don't know if it's going to matter that much if I beat Alejandro or not. Because if Grayson goes out and wins, he's right there again, which I think he will. And then it's going to come down to me and him. So whoever wins that matchup is going to probably make the playoffs. But to win, I don't know. I'm in a weird spot because I like my team a lot. I think I could either come in last or win. I really do. But the
Really?
problem is your team. I think your team, if it's firing on all cylinders, I think your team wins. Obviously, Jared Goff at QB probably isn't the best option, but
I disagree, but okay.
comparative to other QBs, but the your skill players are crazy. So
Yep.
I would probably pick you out of everybody else. I'm being honest. What about you, Marcel? Who's your pick to come in last and then, or not last, but miss the playoffs? And who is your pick to win?
Unfortunately, after last week's result, I think Grayson will probably miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
And for first, I have Bailey winning.
Bailey winning. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. What about you, John?
So I was kind of leaning towards Grayson, but I'm gonna go against the grain. Tom, I think you're gonna miss the playoffs.
Okay.
That's
fine.
And I think I'm between Chase and Bailey right now. I think I'm gonna go with Chase. I think Chase can win the league. It's my pick.
I like it. I like the pick. You probably could have said anybody except Max.
Yeah, and it would pretty much.
It would have made sense. But watch, it's that type of year. Watch Max go out and just go on another heater and win the league.
It's straight up anybody's. Everybody has the same chance. If you're in the playoffs, you have the same chance to win the league as
we've been talking about it since week probably 2 or 3, whatever it was. That everybody's team is just pretty solid. And fuck it, if Zach can somehow make the playoffs, he could fucking win.
Let's not push. I don't know about that one. Zach's not making the playoffs. I mean,
he's not making the playoffs, but
we'll see. If he beats Bailey, let's revisit. If he beats Bailey, that needs to be the number one discussion point on the next pod.
It will be. I think we're probably gonna have Grayson on next week if I can't get Alejandro on, which I'd like to get Alejandro on because I'm playing him this week, and if I end up beating him, I'd like to do it. Or if he beats me, he can shit talk me, whatever. But it's probably just going to be we're probably just going to have a podcast where Grayson and I just go back and forth, just talking shit for about 50 minutes.
Dude, get all three of y'all on. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. If Zach ends up winning and Grayson and I lose, I think we'll probably do us three on the podcast.
Yeah.
That would make for great content.
To kind of hash it out because everyone's going to have a okay chance.
Man, I hope that happens. That would be such a crazy final day if that does happen.
Yeah. I mean, it would be nuts. Who do you think is going to be the number 1 seed?
Ooh.
Because I'm looking at 6 teams that are 7-5. And fucking Alejandro could win 2 in a row and he could be the number 1 seed.
It's got to be one of the 7-5 teams. I mean, straight up, I think Marcel's got a real good shot at being it. Let's see. I don't know who he plays week 14 though.
My schedules are really bad going into the playoffs. But first and second round.
He plays Jay week 14.
I mean, Jay easily. I mean, Jay certainly could beat him.
Yeah, no. My first and second round schedules are amazing.
Yeah. I think it's going to change a lot. I don't think we can look at the projected playoff bracket and look at matchups and be like, all right, I'm playing whoever I'm playing. I think it's going to change a lot. It could be anybody. It could be Jay back at the top. It could be Bailey back at the top. He's 5th. It's going to be fucking nuts. And I'm so excited that this league is this competitive.
Dude, it's awesome.
Hope we didn't hit our peak, but if this is the peak, I'm happy with it.
Dude, it's been awesome. It's been a great season.
Yeah. You guys want to talk shit to anybody before we get off this?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah. I just would like to say that
I'm ready.
I really hate Damara Hamlin for trying to fucking die.
You could have been a 2-time champ. You want to know who's the other 2-time champ? Yeah, me.
Okay. Yeah, no, he cucked me harder than I've ever been cucked before or since.
And I want to say I appreciate you for not being a little bitch like some other people. I'm in another league where it was coming down to the wire and Damar Hamlin fucking conked out and it was probably a 50-50 chance. One person was in the lead by like 15 and they had Stephon Diggs and they threw a hissy fit and fucking no winner. no winner at all. No winner. But so I appreciate you not being a little bitch about it and taking it like a man and realizing that was fate almost. But you can you are one person who can call Damar Hamlin a fucking bitch.
Yeah, no. We rolled into the final day. I had Joe Burrow and T. Higgins down by 28, and Bailey had Stephon Diggs.
Yeah. So,
you
had an opportunity, but I think when Damar Hamlin went down, I think it projected Bailey at like a 75% chance to win or something like that.
Yeah, that's it. And I looked at my bench. I was like, even if I asked for players from my bench to play instead, I wouldn't be anywhere fucking close.
Yeah. So, but even still, fucked.
I mean, fucking guy.
Oh god. Anybody else? You want to talk me for calling your team trash?
No. I mean, it is what it is.
Yep.
But I feel like most people in the league looked at my team and thought it was trash.
We did, to be honest.
Yeah. There's there's zero like top 8 players at any position on that team.
Yeah. It's crazy, but it works. John, what you got?
Dude, honestly, it's really hard to top that DeMar Hamlin one.
Yeah, it is. That's tough to go second to.
I'm looking at the standings. I really don't have anybody to shit talk. I wish Alejandro would come up with a more creative name than Team John Sucks.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
been
he's
his
had
name
that
for a
like
couple of years.
Yeah, like it's not funny though.
It's I kind of just realized that. I just I look at that name and I don't even think anything of it at this point.
Yeah,
But just looking at it, it's so fucking hilarious because he did change his name because it would be Team Garcia. So he did change his name to Team Johnson.
Dude, if you like, honestly, I just associate it with Alejandro. Anytime I see
in the
Team
green
John
ESPN
Sucks,
helmet.
Yeah, I just read Alejandro in my mind. So, but I mean, come on, like something a little more creative would be nice.
Yep. Anybody
That's
else?
about all I got.
About it?
That's all I got.
Awesome. Guys, I appreciate you both coming on. Right at about 51 minutes. That's perfect. Keeping them all under an hour. I hope you get home safe. Are you almost home?
I just got home.
Fuck yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds like you're in your living room.
Yep.
Fuck yeah. So, thank you both. I appreciate you both for coming on. It was a struggle. The podcast is going to come out a day late. I don't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? And we'll, yeah. Any closing remarks?
No, thank you for having me on.
Sure.
No, been a blast, man. Thanks for having me on.
Love to have you guys on individually at some point. I'm just trying to fit everybody in before the end of the season, and then we'll do some playoff stuff. I think John was asking about that before we got on. We'll do some playoff stuff. I kind of want to do like matchup by matchup. Might put out like 2 or 3 podcasts a week. Who knows? And then we'll go from there. But yeah, appreciate you guys for coming on. Thank you all for listening. And we'll be back next week at some point. It might be Friday because fuck all of you. All right. See ya. Bye.